Fishing in Florida is truly like nowhere else. The ecosystems this state offers can vary so drastically just a couple hours apart. When I look at the spring-fed marsh of Crystal River and the jungle that is the Everglades, it is always neat to me the subtle differences these fisheries possess. In between these two ecosystems is where I reside, finding the best of both worlds. Here, creeks and bays line the coast, providing protection from the elements and opportunities for anglers alike.
Guys, that's a decent little snook. Look at him. Come here, buddy.
Some of these creeks have been here long before people inhabited Florida, and today, I'm going to bring you along for the journey and show you some of the monsters that live here.
Guys, look at that fish. Look at that fish, guys. Absolutely insane. Insane. Look at that tail, guys. Look at that tail.
If you guys live in Florida and love fishing, you probably feel my pain. The day before this video, a tropical storm rolled through Florida and the winds are disastrous for the whole week. I looked at the forecast and realized there was no chance that I'd take a boat fishing in this successfully, so I decided to do something that I haven't done in quite some time. This morning was unique. I felt grateful to be able to have the opportunity to tuck away from the harsh winds, and the cooler water from the rain made me fantasize about the possibility of hooking into a monster fish. I knew the type of water I was going to be fishing and the fact that it could be a long, strenuous paddle, so I loaded up the board with the tools and gadgets I needed to have a successful day.
Alrighty guys, well, we are back on the water. Super excited today. Something a little bit different. As you guys can see, we are on the paddleboard. Gonna be fun. Gonna be a good time. Haven't been on the paddleboard in a minute. It's been a long time. We had a tropical storm the last couple days, and it's been pretty rough. And basically, the only thing I can really do right now is paddleboard. And that's because we're gonna be tucking away in the mangroves. It's still about almost 30-mile-an-hour winds. That being said, we have a smooth paddle and we're gonna be going into some skinny creeks today, guys. That's the goal, is tuck away. That being said, guys, I'm gonna just turn off the GoPro and just paddle till I start fishing, but hopefully we can get on some fish.
I then started paddling towards the creek as quick as I could, fighting the wind that was gusting from the beach to my left. With the tropical storm just passing, I knew there was going to be some remaining rainstorms that were going to hit me this morning.
Yep, here it comes. You know what though? Let's flip. This is awesome. I mean, I love wade fishing. Let's flip this stuff. There's tide. There's a crazy outgoing tide. And it's like a sheet just across this little bar, and it's shallow here. There's some waves there, or some mangroves. I'm thinking we just walk our board along this, watch out for oysters, and then flip it. You never know what's sitting in this stuff. Could be a big redfish, nice snook. It's really shallow, so I don't know, but we're gonna try. I'll tell you what, because of all this rain, that water temperature is so cold. You guys can see it's super shallow.
As the rain fell down on me, I spent the next couple minutes walking with my board in the shallow water, thinking about my next move as I did it.
Guys, that's a decent little snook. Look at him. Come here, buddy. Oh, guys, look at the colors on him. Look at that. Beautiful snook. He hit hard, man. Guys, you can't get better than that. Ankle deep water. Casted kind of in a deeper trough. But let's let him go. Good hook set. Hard to get much cooler than that, man. Releasing a fish in, I'd say, 4 inches of water. We're just gonna cast. There's a deep trough right here. That's kind of like the channel. And I mean, that was my first cast there. Hit it hard. I honestly thought it was gonna be a big redfish, because he was kind of just hugging the bottom, and he took off, but took off into the air. I mean, that's good. First fish, I mean, within the first 10 minutes of fishing. You could see those colors on him. He was so white. He's like, you could tell he lives on the beach and he's just chilling in here, you know what I mean? Instead of having to combat 4-foot waves on the coast. All right, let's keep it moving. Yeah, today, guys, I mean, if you didn't already see, throw in gulp shrimp. I mean, it's all messed up. I gotta get a new one on, but new penny, chartreuse, got some foos gold color in there as well. And then got some, maybe one other color, but just keeping it simple today. Nothing crazy. This right here, gonna be the key for, I think, the outside. Once I move back into the backwaters, I'm gonna switch to the foos gold, which is a lot more dark. But out here, I mean, as you saw in that beach snook, it is super clear. I'm basically fishing a lake right now, you know what I mean? So, gonna keep it light as I can. I wish I had lighter colors like natural shrimp, but I don't, unfortunately.
As I kept working towards my next spots, I realized it was extremely low tide. I stumbled upon these birds in beautiful Rosetta spoonbill who were scavenging the muddy bottom for food, once covered with water.
One thing that's just awesome is these birds and stuff. I mean, like, it's just all, you're walking on these low tides are just so awesome, man. It's a beautiful Rosetta.
After about 30 minutes since that snook passed, I was fishing the sandbar trying to catch something. I had zero clue the madness that was about to happen as I made my way back into the creek.
You guys can see we're going back in the creek now. Super deep. I might take some casts because I bet there's some monster snook up in here. What's nice about this spot is it's a no motor zone. You guys can see this water just dumping through. Birds just eating these crabs and stuff that are being pushed out by this tropical storm and the tides. You guys probably just saw that. There was some little snook or something blowing up on some minnows. That's a nice snook. Wow, big snook, guys. had me around the pilings. He's got me out there now. All right. Wow, this guy's overslot for sure. Let's try to get him to that beach. Please still be on the other end of my line. Yeah, tow me that way. I'm gonna have a shot at him here soon. This wind and stuff is not helping. Guys, please God. I have no clue how big he is. Holy crap, guys. Guys, I am shaking. I am literally shaking. Look at that hook set. Look at that hook set. Guys, look at that fish. Look at that fish, guys. God is so good. God is so good. Guys, oh. Guys, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable, gotta thank God. Unbelievable, this fish on a paddleboard, insane. He's gotta be mid to upper 30s. Gotta give him a long revive. I'll stay here for 20 minutes if I have to. I'll stay here for 20 minutes if I have to. Keep this guy in the water. Look at that fish. Alrighty guys, one last look at her. One last look at her. Look at that fish. Gorgeous. Gorgeous fish. Let's get her back. Just gonna hold her in the water. What's nice is we have some current. She's getting ready right now. She has a little scar right there, look at that. You can tell that's how it's an old snook. That fight was insane, guys. Back off in the rain Guys, God is so good. Look at this nonsense. Look at this nonsense. Upper 30s snook, Southwest Florida, low tide, pouring rain. I gotta get my camera back. This is bad. Guys, I don't know if it gets better than that. I had a feeling it was gonna be good. Post-tropical storm, not that good. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys saw that. So I casted, there was some little bait fish getting popped by a snook, and I casted my bait, and I saw a tail go swim right at it. Line went slack, and I knew, I was like, okay, take a deep breath, set the hook, and it's about to be game on. Set the hook. I originally thought it was a tarpon, because that's kind of, like, a lot of times they'll be laid up like that. They'll shoot down for it. It's happened before. Oh my. Guys, I mean, I don't know what's going on. Every fishing trip I've been going on lately, if you guys have been watching the channel, has just been absolutely phenomenal, unreal. I'm like I can't even talk right now. And I think a lot of it, I mean, I attribute a lot of it first to God, just for allowing me to get out here. But that leader's barely frayed, perfect hook set, Z-Man 1/8. But let me get back on track. First off, God, he's the one who allows me to even get out here and fish. But then next, it's kind of luck. I mean, I don't know. It's like I consider myself a above average fisherman who just loves fishing. If I go out to film a video, I'm gonna fish until I can get a video out. You know what I mean? I'll grind it out with artificial. But at some point too, you just got to get lucky. And I mean, the fact that that was probably a upper 30 snook. I measured him. He was from the butt of my rod all the way to like this guide. So, I mean, however, I'll measure it when I get home. Rough measurement, mid 30s to upper 30s, probably closer to mid 30s, but so fat. And the fact that I caught that is just like, some of it's luck, you know what I mean? Just casting in the right place, right time. But at the end of the day, you create your own opportunities. And I mean, I'm fishing in this absolute nonsense. You guys saw me fighting that snook. He was in the creek, took off. And guys, I've always heard it, never been in this situation, but this is why, listen to people who are better than you at fishing and implement it. He took me around to piling. Don't horse him, try to drag him against the tide back. Opened my bail, got my composure, because that braid, 15-pound braid, rubbing up against oysters, it is not a good recipe. So finally got him out, and then the wind is pushing me so strong that the tide isn't even taking me out with him. I wanted to get to the sandbar where I'm at now so I can get off the board and fight him and have a steady place to like reel him in from. And before you know it, he gets me in the mangroves. Once again, I got snagged. I'm trying to paddle. I got snagged in the thing. Had to open up my bail. Once again, got me around another piling. And then he got him out, and I grabbed him in the mouth. He shook. I was not going to let go of that fish. And then got him over here to the sandbar. I will see him later, but guys, that was such a freaking beautiful fish. So good. I could go home right now, be home by 8:45, and I just caught a fish that might be one of my bigger snook I've ever caught. Oh my goodness, guys. Unbelievable. Unreal. But we're gonna head back in this creek, fish a little bit more, but post-tropical storm fishing is insane. You guys just saw that. That is absurd, but appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button, and let's go get on some more freaking fish. Well, guys, doesn't get much better than that. Root beer color, Z-Man, 30-pound leader, held through. Guys, this was the killer right there. Gulp shrimp, root beer, Z-Man 1/8, so I'll get it rigged up right there. Beautiful bait, beautiful bait. Thank you, Gulp Shrimp. Thank you, Gulp Shrimp. I appreciate it. Well, guys, we're heading in the creek again with completely different vibes than what we were just doing. So that being said, I'm just gonna fish this whole creek. For all you know, there's not one that size, a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger hanging around.
As I started navigating through this beautiful creek, you realize how awesome these ecosystems are. Scattered around Florida, there's thousands of creeks and rivers just like this. Thousands of gallons of water getting displaced with each tidal swing, making a deep and narrow path. Around just about every corner, there seems to be a sandbar, providing a place to stop and rest after a long paddle, making some casts while you do. I paddled along this long creek, anxiously awaiting the bay that it leads to, where fish often stop as a resting spot between rivers. It was here where I was going to make my next attempt at catching a fish, knowing that the river was a tough place to hook and land a fish on a paddleboard, especially with the current.
Alright, so basically what we got here is there's all that stuff we just went through leads you to this. There's a bay, and what's awesome is the wind's coming from the beach. The beach is right over there, which is crazy. It's just so neat how all this stuff kind of goes together. But basically, just gonna flip all these mangroves that are protected. See if we can't find a snook or redfish. And honestly, after the day we've had today, I'm probably gonna fish this and then just start heading on out. I'm not gonna go super far back in all these creeks, but we'll just see what happens. There's some really cool places around here that I want to show you guys. We'll probably be getting on our stomachs on the board to get under them and stuff. It's really cool. But my guess is there's some snook in here. I'd be surprised if there's not any redfish. And with how many tarpon we saw on the way here, I wouldn't be surprised if, like I said earlier, we're cruising through here, flipping these mangroves, and one of them is just cruising down the line and wants a little snack, you know what I mean, before he keeps going on his journey, you know what I mean? So yeah guys, after today we're gonna be back on the boards more. There's a lot of places I like fishing on paddle boards. It's just the winds were so bad today. This was about the only, there's a lot of mullet. This was about the only place I could fish, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of places I want to explore. Sooner or later we're gonna work back down in the Everglades when I have some buddies to paddleboard with. I don't want to go down there by myself on a paddleboard, but it's gonna be a good time. It's another nice snook. Oh, he's getting me wet. Wow. Talk about, okay, buddy, chill out. Talk about a fast landing job. This guy still has some kick in him for sure, so we're gonna be careful. He jumped in the boat. Yeah, he's... Oh, there he goes. Yep, I mean, guys, that was a solid snook. I wish I could have gotten a release video for him, or for you guys, but at the end of the day, he was ready to go. I literally fought him for 10 seconds because he jumped in the boat. But that would have been a big fight. Oh my goodness. I saw a tarpon roll, flipped it up. Just shows there's a lot of fish back here. But yeah, guys, that was awesome. He was probably a 24, 25 inch snook. He was a solid snook, man. Maybe even a little bigger. Awesome snook right there. He fought hard. Honestly, I set the hook into him. I saw a tarpon roll. That's why I casted there. I thought it was going to be a nice tarpon. And then I saw him come up. And honestly, I thought he was bigger than he was. I was literally expecting to see a 30-inch snook. With his mouth, he shook his head. He looked like a massive snook, man. Yeah, guys, I don't know what it is, but there's something about this. Like, you get rain in general, but then you also get as much rain as we've had, like tropical storm rain and rain now. This water temperature is so, I mean, it's been in like close to the 90s. And I'm telling you, it's been like, I'm feeling the water when I hopped in and stuff a couple times today. And like when I caught that snook, it has to be low 80s, you know what I mean? Let's go! Wow, that is cold. I don't think much is gonna bite in this. There's nothing like getting a little shower when you're on the boat or on the paddle boards. The key, guys, is just fish everything slow, man. You never know. But fishing it slow, like, I mean, I spent more time than I probably should have out at that area earlier. Came off. I think it was a little snook. I spent more time than I should have out at that area earlier where I caught that massive snook. You know what I mean? But it's like at the end of the day, it can pay off. Thank God I put that drone away, man. Oh, there was a tarpon, I think. I had my hand off the reel. Tarpon, you see him? I have a tarpon doing a backflip. I got a tarpon doing a backflip in pouring rain, guys. Does it get better than that? There's a bunch of them right here, I think. Let's try to get one in the boat. God, I can't hook one. I can't keep one stuck. They're everywhere right here. That's 2 casts in a row. God, tarpon love the rain, man. Look at that tarpon. I think he thinks he's still hooked. He just jumped completely out of the water. Ah, I stuck that one. Oh my gosh, that was one right there. Dude, these things are so aggressive, man. This is insane. I've never seen this many little tarpon this aggressive. I just see them come up and slurp it. This is when you want fly. This is when you want fly for sure. I'd be sticking a lot more of these. But then again, probably wouldn't have gotten that snook, so. They might have moved on. I had my shot. I hooked about 5 of them. Those things are impossible to land, man. I stuck them as hard as I could. Guys, fishing after these storms. Guys, I mean, I've posted probably 2 or 3 videos now of me fishing in storms. If you haven't seen them, go check them out, man. It's just insane. Best fishing. Go fish during the rain. Go fish during a storm. You will not be disappointed, I'm telling you.
The next spot on my journey involves slipping through a beautiful mangrove tunnel. These pathways can often lead to mysterious bays that can hold some awesome fish.
Can't beat it, man. Let's get to it.
Unfortunately, I think due to the rain, my chest mount microphone gave out. I ended up exploring this bay with the redfish on my mind. I had a feeling one would be scavenging this skinny, muddy bottom looking for crustaceans that might have been displaced by the storm. I was correct.
Guys, beautiful redfish right there. Look at him, look at his colors. I'm just gonna back in water. I knew there would be one back here, man. I knew there would be one. He swallowed that thing, so we're gonna retie, but I knew it. I think there's a bigger one back in here. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Here we go, guys, re-rigged. Same thing, 1/8 ounce Seaman. Food's Gold Gulp Shrimp, can't beat it.
As I left the creek, I had the launch place in my mind. I was ready to call it a day after some awesome fish and a great experience. I was lucky enough to even capture one of the little micro tarpon I was seeing on the way in.
Guys, beautiful tarpon right here. Look at him. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish right there, guys. Can't get better than that. Guys, beautiful fish right there. Look at these pelicans flying above me. They're just gliding in the wind. Woo. But can't get much better than that, guys. Beautiful tarpon. I thought he was a little snook. Thought it was a little snook, and all of a sudden he comes jumping up. I didn't know it was a tarpon until he literally hit the boat. Crazy, but I mean, you can't get much smaller than that. He's probably a pound or 2, but awesome fish. Hey, I think that, I mean, that's some sort of slam. It's gotta be. If I get a trout, it's like the Grand Backwater Grand Slam or something, but we'll figure it out.
After that, I went straight back to the launch spot, noticing the differences between tides and the creek that led us there.
Well, I figured we'd end the day same place we started it. I mean, right there is where, this is where I was walking around this morning, where I caught that little snook. About 100 yards, 200, 300 yards that way is where I got the big boy, maker of the trip. Added tarpon, redfish. I mean, you can't get a better day than that. It's about 11:30, just in the morning, and it's 30-mile-an-hour winds, guys. And that's why you get one of these things. You get a boat board, paddleboard, anything that floats. It offers opportunities that you can't do on a boat, even on my like micro skiff. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's like back where I was, just no motor. That's why it's so quiet, so peaceful. There's a good amount of fish back there. But guys, I mean, this Penn Slammer got the job done today. I put new braid on 3 days ago. Fresh spool of 15-pound. I mean, it was rubbing up against that piling. You never know, man. Never know. But at the end of the day, catching any snook that big takes a little bit of luck. Some skill, obviously, but a little bit of luck. I think any good angler will tell you that, you know what I mean? So, but blessed. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe. We are racking up subscribers. We're at like 2,200 now, but I have a feeling, I haven't obviously seen it, but I have a feeling this is going to be one of the best videos I've ever made. I'm extremely excited. I think it's going to be an awesome video. So yeah, if you liked it, like, subscribe. Also, send it to a buddy. Send it to a buddy. You know what I mean? Just send it along, pass it along. You know, share. I try sharing my experiences, so a lot of you guys that can't get out on the water every day, go do all these things, can experience something like that, because that's just that's something I'll never forget. And also, I got to get back out on this paddleboard more often than I do now, especially on windy days. You know, it's just awesome. Pretty easy to go out. There's a lot of spots I want to try on some calmer days too that I think will produce. Maybe bring a fly rod out here, you know what I mean? But yeah, anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys more than you know. If you watched this video and you liked it, whatever, subscribed, just know that I appreciate you. Trust me, I notice I check my YouTube Studio app so much, probably not good, but that subscriber count goes up 1, goes up 2. Like, I notice it, you know what I mean? I see how many subscribe from the videos. So trust me, if you subscribe, it does not go unnoticed. I notice it, and I'm super grateful for every single subscriber, and I will continue to be until hopefully 100,000 or more. But anyways, I got a lot of stuff in store for you guys coming up. A lot of cool stuff, I think. But gonna keep fishing, gonna keep cranking out videos, try to elevate it by the next step every single video, which I think I hopefully did today. But peace out, guys. I appreciate you guys. Super blessed to do this. That snook was awesome. Maybe I'll close it out with some videos of that snook because it was that pretty. Close it out with me loading up the boat and just another video of that snook because, gosh, that was probably the prettiest snook I've gotten in a while. So fat. His tail, I couldn't even get my hand around his tail. But anyways, enough talking. See you guys when we load up the board.